Islam, beloved. Today I would like to share with you the social issues and the equation, how to prove why we have the social problems and how they exist. I just want to prove a very simple point to you through this video, that I want to prove to you what the problem is and why it is a problem. Okay? So the problem is, in my theory, is that male superiority. Okay, just saying in general right now, male superiority and a male ran, operated, and secured society will put more effort into male things. Masculinity would be popular. Okay, um, and that would be a specific order that everybody is used to, such as an example, the father in some homes is the leader of the home, or the father and the son in some religions are what the people pray to. And I want to explain why this is a problem and why it's causing issues right now that we're living daily, but we don't understand what the problem is in relating to each other. So the equation that I came up with, it starts off with basically males and females, just men and women. Okay. So if you take the male, which I'll represent with the black M, and you take the female, which I will represent with an F. Okay. Male on top, female on bottom. That's the order. That's the order that everybody's used to. That's the order that I'm going to use in this specific equation as the basic building block to prove the point. In this basic setup with males or masculinity being over females and femininity, the basic issue starts at what truly is the power. Okay, what is the power? Power is control. Okay, so if the male is over the male has control over the female. Okay, the male is on top, which, and the female is on bottom. Okay, if you have this same equation, okay, the male becomes the positive because of the power, and the female becomes a negative because she is under control. Okay, so you take another equation and you put a male over another male. Okay, now this is a positive over a negative. Okay, it is a male that's in control over another male, but this also turns into a whole problem of equation in the equation. Okay, it gets even deeper. This is the second problem. Okay, so if you have a male over a female, then basically you're saying that you agree with the way that things are as you see them and not the way they should be naturally. And my proof is, you came from your mother. You came out of your mother's body. And your mother is a female. So therefore, there is no way that she can be less than your father. Okay? If you don't start it off at equal, mom and dad are equally important, then you have a problem. If you accept the fact, or the normal that you think is normal in this society, that men are over or to rule over females, then that means you think masculine energy or male superiority is agreeable. So that means male and masculine things should be put out before feminine things. So you're saying that not having children should be good and accepted, which that's the problem. If you put the male over the female when the female is the creator, then you're confused from the very beginning. Now, if you take a male and put a male over another male, one male has the positive, the power, and the other one has no power because he's being controlled by another male. Now, I was explaining this just this moment without sexuality, without sex involved at all. Now, where I said the second part comes in is the male over another male is a natural order. There is in every group or tribe, there are certain times and things that men have to do in groups of men without females around. And this also happens where females have to do things in groups with no female without any males around. So within those groups, okay, a male over another male, as I said, would be a double positive in this equation. A male, okay, as a positive power over another male, the other male would always be under control. So, two males, or what we call in society an alpha male in a group, or the alpha chick, okay, is the controller, the one who dominates. Power and domination, now we are making a connection. Power and domination are one and the same. Domination is taking, and there's no argument. Power is you agreeing to let something control you or you control something. That's what power is. So power is an illusion until it's agreed upon. Like a man having a baby. That'll never happen naturally. Men can't create babies without women. That cannot happen naturally. But right now in society, we are watching males change their sex, their sexual identification. Okay? We're still not talking about sexual relationships. We're talking about individuals choosing a position of power, whether masculine energy or feminine energy. Now, we have known in history of people who were born with both body parts, hermaphrodites. Okay, those that was a genetic condition. That was not a societal condition. That was not being taught. That wasn't because you were exposed to certain things. Okay, your sexuality is a part of your personality that many people don't take the time to understand. So there is sexual confusion in a society only because there is masculine control over feminine energy, which naturally is impossible to control. It is impossible to control a female. It is impossible to control feminine energy because so much so, my proof is men are changing into females on the outside. They're getting their bodies changed and they're changing their identification and their personality now is changing to a new identification. They're identifying with the being that they first created mentally. A female does not have to do this. But men are doing this because this is a masculine ran society. It's a masculine controlled society and it is ass backwards. Okay? The ass backwards is definitely a pun from what I'm about to give to you. Here comes the delivery. If a male knows and understands that he comes from a female and he worships a female's energy so much so to where he wants to make sure that she is safe, protected, and taken care of, that is a beautiful thing. But once that male decides that he wants to take on the personality, not just the personality traits, and not just picking up on word phrases and linguistics, not that, but more, when the male spirit, the male body decides that he does not want his masculine control when it is given to him naturally here, when he decides that he wants to wear and embody the feminine energy, that is a psycho problem. That is a mental problem. It is not the same for a man to be very feminine and just exist in his femininity. But when a man tries to change, has the right to, the ability to, and the means to change his physical body for himself, because this is only for himself. This is for him to try to change what he has already lived into something that has not been real to him. Okay, so worshiping the feminine energy is one thing, but some of these men out here, they are getting these changes because psychologically they are saying that they always felt like this is what they were. So imagine the psychosis of a person who is living in a body that they feel is not right for them. Okay, we have people that do things such as cutting because they feel like nobody loves them, so they physically harm their own bodies. We have people that feel lonely, so they eat. People that don't have company, they're not going out and creating company, but they're eating. Okay, they're sitting still and giving themselves an anchor. Human beings give themselves an anchor. So explaining that masculinity is accepted and given as the normal power over feminine energy. That is unnatural, and it is the problem. When you take a male and you give him power over another male, there will always be conflict because naturally a male will always and want to be superior. A male's superiority is natural only in the sense that he was born bigger, he was born stronger, he was born faster. That's it. It's not about intelligence at all. Genetically, for you to be bigger, the biggest people are not really intelligent because naturally they don't have to be. Okay? Naturally, we have to remember nature. Go back to nature. It is not naturally possible for a man after he gets breasts implanted and after he gets his penis turned into a vagina, it is not naturally possible for his body to create lactation and for his body to give birth to children. So that is a battle he will still always battle with. He is not 100% complete in his recreation of himself. Now, if we take a female is born with both spirits. A female is born with the natural ability to create the physical being and to live spiritually, personality wise. There are females that are out there in a non sexual manner, I'm talking. There are females out there that control every crowd, every group, every being, every moment of their existence, everywhere they are. Their natural energy is just real. There are men like that, and there are females like that. People attract energy. Energy is exchanged through sex, and sexual energy is being confused right now because of the order of things. Now, if a female was in the position that a male was, which right now is causing conflict, there are many females saying that they need a man to lead and control them. And then there are other females saying that they need their freedom and their independence. But females have the ability to create babies without a male sexual partner. Even scientifically, a female can go to a special specific doctor and get inseminated with what she needs. A female can get a male body part attached to her surgically and get her body parts changed. She loses things. Gets things taken away from herself or out of herself to become a man. That proves that the female energy or the female body is the positive, is the superior. Naturally, it should be, it is. But psychotically or psychologically, men hate females because females are in power over them. And this is just natural. In our sexual acts, we are acting out rage through our sex. And this female is collecting this energy. Now, if she accepts it, she will create another version of you emotionally and create it inside of her body. Okay? As a man, you are giving her your rage or your love, whatever you want to call it, because making love can make a baby and just fucking can make a baby. Either or, you have to give your energy to this female. And scientifically, she has the ability to do it without you. Females, in a sexual manner, have the ability, they have tools, okay? And they also have genetics that are different. The female only loses when she becomes like a male or takes on the male persona. The only reason why a female would take on the male persona is because she has been mind controlled or fooled into believing the lies that men have forced on her. Okay? So, in the norm, in the youngest religion of this world of society, we, people, know of a religion called Christianity, and the Christianity is led by masculinity, okay? And it is repeated and echoed through death, destruction, and war. And none of those things are feminine. Death, destruction, and war are not feminine things at all. You don't see women out there at war right now, okay? There are women that have taken on the male persona that are in this warlike state, but we are swapping personalities because society as a whole is confused sexually. Men have taken on the fight for superiority, okay? And men often take on the fight of superiority because of sexism. The isms and schisms is something deeper and different I'm gonna have to get into. But the equation of power is if you have a white male over a black male, that's naturally imbalanced because black males are different than white males genetically, totally. One of them's natural, one of them's unnatural. Okay? If you take a black female and put her in the same place as a white female, naturally there is going to be a natural friction. Okay? There's going to be a friction. If you take a black male and put him over a white female, socially, the white female is in power over the black male. Now, that couldn't even be equated because people pretend that race doesn't have a say in where power is coming from. Power, not dominance, natural power. If black people have existed on this planet naturally longer than any white person has, if black religions, customs, and cultures have existed longer than anything white has, and now the white people have said that they civilized the black people, and the white people's religion has to do with men on men sex, murder, death, and destruction. Both of their deities and gods are males. That's the confusion. You can't procreate without the female. You have to have an equal balance. First of all, you have to have masculine and feminine. They're both meant to be together as one. But the confusion is the individuality. There's too much greed. The individual soul is greedy and wants for themselves. You pick your mate because you want them for yourself. You name your children what you want to name them. You want somebody to like what you like, and then you agree with them. But if they say something that you don't like, your emotions for them changes. How you feel about them changes. Your energy towards them changes once they speak words that you don't agree. It doesn't even take a physical action anymore for someone to turn emotionally on you. We're infected, disordered, and out of place. Okay, so now let's talk about sexual, homosexual. If you take a male and put him over another male, that's one positive male over a negative male. Okay, one of those males is going to act more feminine than the other one. One of those males is going to keep his masculinity because he knows he dominates the other male. He accepted this other male's femininity as a replacement for real femininity. And if you have two women, they strap on body parts. They have accepted the position that they take. So we say the femme is the bottom. Or when in a homosexual relationship, when you say the bottom, it's the bottom, they call it the bitch or the bottom. Those men don't like that and they feel disrespected, but that's the position that they chose. Okay? For another example, if you're in jail, there's no intersex jails. There's no male and female jails mixed. So if sexual energy is natural and it has to be released, and you create jails where they're same sexes and they're locked in for years with each other, the spirit of the homosexuality comes out when they come out of jail because the sexual energy is repressed. The sexual energy and confusion, repression, is what the problem is, and it's been caused by males ruling over females, or masculinity being in order or of importance over femininity. To eat, to sleep, to be nurtured, to be comforted, to be happy, to be healthy, that's all feminine. That's 7 feminine aspects I just freestyled. Okay? Death, destruction, robbery, stealing, crime, hatred, rage, instability, unemotional. Those 10 things I just blurted off the top of my head are all masculine aspects. You can tell what's masculine and what's feminine by the way you express it with your vibration. You know what a masculine word is, like rose, compared to you know what a masculine word is, like concrete, compared to a feminine word like wood. You can tell through the naturalness of the word if it's masculine or feminine. What is softer, concrete or wood? Okay? Now, would it be okay for a guy that works at a concrete place to drop his job, quit, and go start selling roses on the side of the road? People would look at his energy as what you used to do and you chose to do that. People look at your energy through what you do, how you present yourself, and what you say. So people know your position in your relationship through how you act with your relator, your partner. Many relationships do not work because males are trying to dominate feminine energy, and it has never been possible. And many relationships are called to work because there is a person being abused or dominated by the other person, and they've just accepted it. And all of it is sickness. And I didn't mean to speak that long on this, but I hope you get the point. If you if you have a masculine domination or a masculine superiority, okay, over a race of people, then that means those males' lives are of more value than the females' lives, which that doesn't make any sense because females create the lives, okay? 2 minutes. Yeah. All right. I was saved by an interruption, but I hope y'all get the point.